Story number 1.
You ever move into a place and just know something's wrong? That's what it was like with my grandmother's farmhouse. I'd only been there a week, but the whole time, one thing kept bothering me: the basement door. It's at the far end of the kitchen, this old thing with peeling green paint and a brass knob that's gone almost black with tarnish. 4 big nails hammered right into the frame. When I was a kid, I asked my grandmother why it was sealed up. She told me it was unsafe, said the stairs were rotten, but she never looked me in the eye when she said it. Now she's gone, the house is mine, and every time I walk into the kitchen, that door's just there, watching me. On the 8th night, we got hit with this storm. Rain pounding the windows, wind screaming through the trees. Then, click, the power goes out. I grab my phone and switch on the flashlight. The beam hits the basement door, and that's when I see it. One of the nails is loose, and it's not bent outward like the wood warped over time. It's bent inward, like something's been pushing from the other side. Then I hear it, this slow, heavy creak, like weight shifting on wood, coming from behind the door. The smell comes next, damp, metallic, and underneath it, that sickly sweet rot you get from meat left out too long. Lightning flashes outside, and for just a second, I swear I see the bottom of the door bulge. I should have left it alone. But instead, I start pulling the nails out. 1, 2, 3. By the 4th, the smell is so thick I can almost taste it. The door swings open. The stairs drop into pure black. My light doesn't reach the bottom. The air is wet, heavy. Every step I take down creaks under me. Halfway down, the beam catches the floor. Dust and footprints, not shoe prints, bare feet. But the toes are too long, curved, digging little half-moon shapes into the concrete. They circle the basement and stop at the underside of the stairs. And the wood there, it's moving, like it's breathing. Then I hear it. This voice, low, wet, and right under my feet. You took my place. The boards split. A hand slides out from between them, pale, hairless skin, paper-thin and gray, with fingers too long, bending at the wrong angles, veins pulsing just under the skin. The voice comes again. Now, give it back. It grabs my ankle, ice cold, wet, strong enough to make my bones ache. I'm kicking, trying to pull free, but it's like iron. Splinters tear at my skin as it drags me down. My phone light swings and catches its face, pressed between the planks, eyes black and wide, and a grin that stretches too far. I ripped free somehow, ran up the stairs. The basement door slammed behind me so hard the walls shook. When I turned, the nails were back. All 4. My socks were soaked. There was a smear of black mud on the kitchen floor, and from the other side of that door, something was breathing.
Story number 2.
You ever walk into a room and just feel like you're not alone? That's what my basement's like. Always has been. When I moved into this rental house, the landlord told me the basement was unfinished. That's one word for it. The walls are rough concrete. The floor's always cold, and the single light bulb barely reaches past the washer and dryer. But it's not the darkness that gets me. It's the feeling. Every time I go down there, I feel watched, like someone standing just outside the light. The first few times I did laundry, I tried to shake it off, kept my eyes on the washer, threw in my clothes, and ran back upstairs. But it kept getting worse. I'd catch shadows moving at the edge of my vision. Once, I thought I heard breathing. Another time, footsteps. Then came the night that made me wish I'd never set foot down there again. I'd gone to bed early, but I forgot to switch a load from the washer to the dryer. It was almost midnight when I remembered. I thought, fine, I'll just run down, do it quick, and come back up. I opened the basement door. The air hit me first, colder than it should have been for summer. I pulled the chain on the light bulb. It flickered, and in that flicker, I swear, there was someone standing just at the edge of the light. When it steadied, they were gone. I told myself I imagined it. I crossed the basement and threw the wet clothes in the dryer. That's when I noticed my shadow on the wall. Long, stretched from the bare bulb above me, But there was another shadow. It was taller than mine, broader, and it stood behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Just the hum of the dryer starting up, but the air felt thicker, heavier. Then the bulb flickered again, and in that stuttering light, I saw him. A man. Skin gray, eyes completely black, head tilted just a little too far to one side. He was smiling. I didn't even think. I bolted for the stairs, but halfway up the light went out completely. That's when I heard it. Heavy, deliberate footsteps, coming toward me, each one louder, closer. The bulb snapped back on. The man was gone. But in the shiny reflection of the dryer door, he was standing right behind me, grinning. The bulb went out again, and this time, it never came back on.
Story number 3.
You ever buy a house and find something weird in it? Like something that shouldn't be there? When I moved into my place, it was the basement freezer. Not the little kind you stick next to a fridge, no. This was a big, old industrial chest freezer tucked into the far corner like someone had tried to hide it. It was locked, and not with one of those little flimsy latches, I mean a heavy rusted padlock. The thing is, it wasn't plugged in. And still, it smelled. That sweet, sour, rotten kind of smell that clings to your throat. I asked the realtor about it. She just said, "Oh, that came with the house. The previous owner said it was broken." She didn't even look me in the eye when she said it. For weeks, I avoided it. Every time I went down to do laundry, I'd catch that faint stink in the air. Sometimes, I swore I heard a sound coming from inside. Just the faintest thump, like something shifting. One night, it got worse. I woke up to this muffled noise, a rhythmic bang, bang, bang. It was coming from the basement. I stood at the top of the stairs, heart hammering, and just listened. The sound stopped. Then came 3 slow, deliberate knocks. I told myself, it's just the pipes. It's an old house. But I knew it wasn't, because when I went back to bed, I could still smell that sickly odor drifting up the stairs. The next day, I decided I had to know. I went down with a hammer, smashed the lock off, and threw open the lid. It was empty. At least, at first glance. The inside was stained, dark, rusty streaks that smelled worse than anything I'd ever smelled before. And in the corner, a scrap of fabric, like the edge of a shirt. It was wet. I leaned in, trying to see if it was stuck, when the basement light flickered, and the fabric moved, not like I'd touched it, like something pulled it down. I slammed the lid shut, and then I heard it. From inside the freezer. Slow, deliberate breathing. I locked it again. Not to keep something out. To keep it in. That was 2 months ago. And last night, I heard the lid creak open.
Thank you for watching C&T Horror Stories. Please like and subscribe for more stories.